and Sassy at 7 o'clock, and we're on until 8. My name's Animwaa, Anim-Addo, and a very, very warm welcome to you. So over the past few months, we've been very, very serious people, telling very serious stories, and we've really enjoyed that. We promise that we will bring you season 2 of my story before the year ends. Also, watch out for it on TV, coming very, very soon. But tonight, the whole squad is back. It's been too long, so I have Adipa, Esinam, and Aram in the studio with me. Hello, people.
Hello.
The troublesome.
Oh, please.
Hello.
The Sakawa boys, they've rested since you people have been on hiatus. The Kaftan boys, the Slippers boys, all those, the buggers, everybody
The
has had
stingy ones.
peace since you guys have been away.
We are back.
Yeah, but how have you guys been?
Wonderful. Yeah.
Okay, Esinam, what's new?
I've been okay. Nothing. Everything new. A lot has happened in the short while that we've been. We had the courage to release my first single.
Yes!
Yeah. I had the courage to
release. We'll be dropping that before the end of the show. So yeah, you'll have the chance to hear Esinam's song, which
and of course
really
it's
good.
a shade. You know what to expect from me.
Yes.
It's a shade to everybody. All the broken heart girls.
Wow, not the boys.
Boys.
I see. What's inspired the song?
Oh, I went to the studio to actually work to record a voiceover, and then they were playing the tune, and I was like, this thing, I vibe to it. Let's write something. So I just entered the booth and I just started singing. Just like that. I just started. But there are so many things that's on my chest. All the people, I wanted to call out people who give broken hearts. So I could list them very well in the song. When I come and sit here, I have to talk about one thing at a time. So you know.
But in the song, you could.
But in the song, I could list
all your feelings.
Yes, all the broken heart girls, bestie for no. I need a favor for no. Mindidi for no.
Hey.
I'll pay you later for no.
Hey.
I listed all of them in the song.
I see.
Yeah.
Abeg, we have the track, right?
Abeg,
do we have the track? Yeah, okay. So we'll play it before the end of the show. And so those who haven't heard it can enjoy Esinam's The Broken Heart. You reach your day.
You reach your day.
Yeah, okay. Aram, what about you? What's up?
I've been good. Everything has been going on well. I changed jobs.
Straight trust friends.
oh dear.
I'm not gonna have this fight on air. We could do this after, but I've been really good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, it was just formality. Anyway, okay, so tonight we're talking about the best friend factor. And the role that our best friends play in our relationships. So that's what I want us to talk about. So in the first place, let me just go across the room. Do you guys feel like it's okay for us to have best friends of the opposite sex?
Yes. My best friend is listening, Kofi. Yeah. So I have a best friend that's of the
Can we just turn Aram's mic off?
The moment you see her, she just, when she starts to talk, she just disbeams you.
So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by, I think it's okay to have best friends of the opposite sex. I do. It's working fine. So I don't know.
Is he married?
Yes. Recently, like this year. So, but we're still best friends.
Okay.
I've had a male best friend before, and then I've had female. I currently have a female best friend, but I've had a male best friend before, and he helped me through like some very serious stuff when I was in high school, and like that was when he was my best friend. So we went into uni when distance separated us, and we kind of fell out. But he was my best friend, and all the time of when we're in school, all the troubles that adolescence brings, he was the more mature person of the both of us that helped me to navigate all the nuances when it came to being in high school, especially things concerning self-esteem, things concerning, like even the fear of talking in front of a lot of people. He helped me through a lot of stuff. So I don't really mind the gender of the person that you're calling a best friend. It's just knowing the boundaries of that relationship.
Okay. So you bring up the boundaries issue. Adipa, what do you think?
My best friend called anyway. So I am tempted to ask myself, who is the best friend? I think that question must be asked and carefully answered before we go into whether having it is good or bad. So who is a best friend? I think, as Islam has said, it doesn't matter the sex or the gender of the person, but healthy boundaries must be drawn if it's with the opposite sex. If it is with the opposite sex and you guys are not married, then I think something beautiful can come out of it, because the best gift you can give to yourself is to marry your best friend.
Yeah.
But if either party is married, then that is where, the danger is. Because I doubt you can know somebody so well of the opposite sex and not have a thing or two for the person. So so as a married woman, I would say that having a male bestie, is quite some way
Problematic.
Yeah, it will be problematic.
But then again, I mean, thinking about this, the question that I asked myself was that if you're single and your best friend is a member of the opposite sex, then it seems like, okay, it doesn't really hurt anybody. But if you're in a relationship, shouldn't the person that you are in the relationship be the person that you call your best friend?
I think
Absolutely.
it should be.
Yeah.
But then the main thing is the boundary. Because let's say you're single, you have a male best friend, then they get a girlfriend. Like you're saying, that person should become their best friend. But they just met, so they are working through that.
And you don't feel like your presence
So
hinders the growth of the other relationship?
Boundaries. Now let's come to the boundaries. Let's say, so now my friend has a girlfriend and I keep calling and acting like, oh, we are interrupting with what they should be doing. Then that's when you're crossing the line. And that's what a lot of people experience. Because for me, before my friend got married, and I have very close, once they are dating someone, you create that space. It doesn't stop us from being friends. And I always encourage them to open, because one of the reasons why I am cool with having a male best friend is when I'm trying to navigate men issues, for me, I would rather talk to a man because they can relate. I don't discuss or seek for advice from my female friends because they are not men. Though advice may be based on their experience.
But do they have to be your best friends though?
But why would I be telling everybody my business?
You can have close friends.
I have a best friend and I have close friends. So what I'm saying is the boundary is the issue. It's not the fact that you have a friend. But if that person is calling, I'm calling my best friend after midnight, knowing that maybe their girlfriend is over, wanting to tag along with everything. So instead of them being together, it's a 3-party thing. And then my friend will have to make sure I'm comfortable instead of making his girlfriend comfortable. That becomes the issue. So it's the boundaries, not necessarily the gender. But you as a person, you need to be like, okay, this person is dating someone. I need to know how to step back.
Okay, Esinam, let me ask you this question. From what Aram said, right? It's obvious that, okay, there's boundaries. I mean, it's a no-brainer. But how about those moments? And 2 things that she said. One, this person that you call your best friend is in a relationship with someone and they're getting to know them. Doesn't your presence as a best friend hinder that getting to know them? Because sometimes getting to know someone is uncomfortable. So in the getting to know of the relationship, it becomes easier to just revert to the person who knows me already. So that's one thing. The second thing is how we go to our best friends for relationship advice and the danger that causes, especially in circumstances or areas where the best friendship is not completely platonic. Because like Adipa said, it's almost very rare for a man and a woman to have a certain level of closeness without there being a certain something small potentially. And I'm saying that from a realistic point of view. I have a lot of male friends. For a very long time, my best friend was male. I never had feelings for him because I'm like, whatever. But I can see how it could be a problem.
So the thing is that whomever you're with, right? If they had a best friend, if they weren't able to create a relationship out of that, so you see, it's not now that they are with somebody else.
Do we want to have a realistic conversation?
No,
about that?
I'm making a point.
Okay.
Right? Ideally, if 2 people are best friends, that means that they saw each other, past the stage of, well, I don't think we can have a relationship. Probably started something and realized it's not working. So let's resort to being best friends. Okay, being friends and that's realistically what happens, because for somebody, for you to like somebody enough to even call them a best friend, there should be some feelings involved. Do you get what I mean? And mostly we try to pass by or bypass the stage where we are no longer romantically attracted to them. Then we get to the point where we are just platonically attracted to them. However, some people don't go past it. Do you get it? Some people don't get to that level where I'm not romantically interested in this person, right? Or between two people, definitely if they used to like each other, one person will be hurt. One person broken had to go reach one person for insight, right? And that person will probably hold this on their chest and say, I don't want to lose this friendship, so I'm okay to resorting to be best friends. That's when that union becomes dangerous, because they are looking for any avenue to slip themselves into the relationship you have. Okay, you said you moved on, okay, now move on nicely. You are in your relationship, I'm in the background. Any small chance, I will just enter. Oh, this girl crash, she's not doing this for you, she's not doing this for you. You see, this is why I said we should try, at least give us a chance, and let's see how it will go. Then they slip themselves into the equation. It's like an unknown y coming from anywhere into a linear equation. Then it becomes a simultaneous equation. Then it becomes a simultaneous equation. 1 year, 1 year. You have to solve by elimination. Elimination by rough tactics. You see how I brought the point home?
I'm in a daze.
You see how I brought the point home?
Is that elimination by substitution?
Or rough tactics?
No, but you said you don't agree with this, so I don't understand how you are supporting this.
No, I don't agree with. You see how she brought it home from. She came from my point and
but you
her
didn't
side.
end at
Listen,
her point.
The issue is always the boundary, and she gave you different. She started from where I am, and she's saying that sometimes, if there is no clear boundary, as in we are done, and the other person is still harboring feelings or has
sometimes they can even accept that we are done, but one person
and you
is
see,
in the
person
back of their mind.
I've had issues where someone I was trying to date clashed with my best friend. My ex did not like my best friend. For whatever reason, he was uncomfortable with the relationship. But my ex has moved on, and my best friend and I are still best friends. It's about the boundary.
I'm sorry, in that statement, are you saying that your best friend was more important than the person who didn't like him?
But the ex has left and my best friend is still here. So.
And you are still single? And your best friend is married?
Yes.
Hello.
So we are still
Am I
becoming
missing something?
That's the point.
Exactly
We can be
right.
friends and it's okay. It's about the boundary, because this person, like she said, so you, the person that's in the relationship, you need to be watchful of these things. If you're with someone and your best friend keeps trying to slip in every time you have an issue, and you keep going back to your best friend to go and complain about your friend, your girlfriend, which you know that it doesn't make sense. You also have a responsibility to protect your relationship. So if you think that your best friend is being an issue, you have a conversation with her and remove her if that relationship is is very important to you.
Yeah, okay, you are very quiet.
It's because the ladies are dazing me. I mean, talking about all the equations. But for me, I mean, it is still not too healthy. For me, it is still not too healthy as probably a male keeping a very, very, very close female best friend. One, it can even be a barrier to any woman coming close to you, especially when you are actively searching. Because if I can think like an ordinary single woman who wants a space with a man, and I come and Aram is everywhere around him, and Aram is going to the supermarket with him, and Aram is doing this with him, and obviously I'll feel second place in the relationship. It has the potential to ward off the best woman or the best man for the other party.
Yeah.
All right. Because the space is always crowded.
Exactly.
And everybody wants a singular space to manage, to enjoy, and to be fruitful in. So if a space is very crowded with the opposite sex in the name of bestie, it's quite somewhere for me. And in our current dispensation where You know, you can never even trust two women being besties or two men being.
Then yeah.
You know,
You
so
understand.
you might think the guy is better, but it's
You
worse. But you
understand.
never know.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So now nothing is safe, you see, because you can have another female being your bestie, but trust me, a lot of things are going
It's going
down.
down.
Masiola, we are here.
So I guess the whole best friend thing is an
Yes,
issue now.
Yes,
is.
I think that as much as possible, discourage it. You know, like have a friend.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't have friends. Have a close friend, but don't have a best friend. Your partner should be your best friend.
Yeah.
And that's on. You can have a close friend that you share. Obviously, I can't talk about my partner to my partner. Sometimes, right? There's some things happen that you need just an outside perspective. You can't talk about your partner to the person you are dating. So obviously you need somebody that occasionally you just step out and be like, Charlie, this thing is happening. I need another set of eyes to look at it to see if I'm wrong or to see how I'm faring. Like, do I need to make some adjustments? Something that does not concern, especially when it's an issue relating to your partner, like something is happening between you two that's not going well, or there's a part of the union that's not going well, like maybe you're married and sexually, or when it comes
One
to
may
kids.
say that's what therapists are for.
No, but
Sometimes
you
the friend
see,
can advise, give better advice.
you know
maybe
how
Than the
how
therapist.
how we approach therapy in this Ghana.
Yeah.
How many of us would even go for therapy sessions? Therapy is not on health insurance. Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you get what I mean? It's not on health insurance, so you have to go and pay 300 cedis per session. And I can't go and pay 300 cedis per
Really?
session.
The issue is anymore.
When I can
truth
just
be
tell-
told, from my personal
Our
experience,
mother is speaking.
we are quiet.
Yes, ma.
Class.
Ma, please say it. You are listening. Ma.
don't start.
Yes, ma.
But you need one of the people in the agenda to help.
Yeah.
Yes.
You definitely need somebody, because sometimes it takes a lot to understand a man.
Yeah.
They don't understand that. Similarly, we don't understand them.
Yes.
Sometimes we cannot even go into their subconscious minds to understand why they said certain things, why they did certain things, or why they expressed certain emotions. Certain emotions actually scare me. It's like, I have not seen this before.
Yeah.
What can this mean? What is it trying to communicate? And sometimes the person showing that emotion is emotional. So you can't even go to him and say, Menti was
Can we
you. I
talk
mean,
about
this,
it?
yeah. So you need one of them to ask, "Me pacho, nti se bema yesi ase kyerɛ sɛn?"
That's it.
So you need
that's
one
not
of them.
best
You
friend.
need
A close
you
friend will
need
do.
one who is, trust me, extremely matured.
Yeah.
Because without maturity, you might fall for the person, and you may not be able to draw the boundaries, especially when you are in a very, very trusted relationship.
Can I just say something? One of my very good male friends once told me that his wife said that he was a better friend,
Than a
and
husband.
he is a better friend than he is a husband. So it's easy to idealize. Is that the word?
Yes.
Yes.
Ideal or
Yes,
idolize.
idealize.
Yes.
That's
That's
the
what
word.
Should
bro.
be
Idealize.
spell it.
One is
Yes.
ideal, one is idol.
No, this is
Whatever.
ideal.
Okay, so it's easy to ideal
Lies.
somebody when you are not in a relationship with them, because it seems
Yes.
like they have a lot of nyansa.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because they are not dealing with
They
Then you
look
all
date
like
the-
them and it's a disaster.
All the
No, they look
BS.
like a suitable candidate till you realize
That
that the person, when they go home, is they're full of.
But you see, another thing we're also not talking about is the fact that the best friend can help, like Adiba is saying. I've given advice to some of my male friends for their girlfriends, and they've come to say thank you, because I speak woman and their girlfriend, you see, I explain it to them in woman terms. That this is why she's behaving like this. So do it this way. and
Because
we
when
say-
Jimmy cried, I
because
say
they
that
come
all
and they're
the
like, oh,
time
women, and I'm like, relax.
calm
You see,
down.
then I break it down to them, then it makes sense. And we also go to our male friends for that, like, this guy is doing ABCD in man terms.
So
no.
there's definitely an upside to having
Yes.
friends of the opposite sex.
No
There
problem.
is.
And
I mean,
close friends of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
we are
So
not
it's the
saying-
best, that
It
is
is
the
the
problem,
best,
best.
the best
because you
never
see the
be shown.
definition for bestie in
Emu
the,
edi.
now
My
Ghana.
bestie.
Bestie for no.
Emu ayɛ
No,
yia
no,
wɔn
no, no.
ho.
Because besties now have it's been made to look like if I can lie on a bed naked with somebody else of the same gender and nothing happens,
Then
then
that's
we
my
are best
best-
friends.
Hey.
But you see, that is just one thing that can
Kick.
just one. You took the wrong edible, then you know,
Hey.
then all of a
Or
sudden
you're vulnerable.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes the man, if it's the opposite, can have like a hidden agenda. So you're always coming about your boyfriend, and one day you are crying, they're hugging you, rubbing your back.
Then
Just
Afa.
like that.
It make
Afa.
things.
Because it's about, especially for women. So when you're comfortable with somebody, then crossing that boundary is not, especially when something is happening and you're emotional or you know you are. Then
Yeah.
it has
yeah,
fallen into water.
I
Yeah.
don't see.
And then
that's
the
what-
worst part is people who try to date. Like that happens, they go like, "Oh, if this has happened,
Then let's date.
Hey, it's a disaster. Don't do it. Don't. Hey, because and the thing is, once you cross, you can't revert back.
To best friendship.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't date. And me personally, I have a rule. If I'm friends with someone for a couple of years, I'll never date them.
Okay, so should we say that to be on the safe side, you generally shouldn't be best friends with somebody that you've
You've had a thing with.
had a thing.
Hey, but there's also the one where you try to date and realize that you are better friends than dating
Than being
partners.
together.
Yeah, but by then you have reached a certain level of comfortability, for example, with their
Exactly.
body. So when times
their
get
body.
rough
Yes.
and the rain is not raining,
And the weather is cold, then you use them to bump.
do you know what I mean? So then how do you just foolproof your relationship? Like so that you don't
keep them
needs to
out.
be
Keep them
had.
out.
Like
Keep them out.
just a conversation?
yes, the conversation needs to be had and the boundaries need to be set in both parties. As like my best friend, one of the things that we did over there, if I start dating someone and I tell him, he gives me space. So like we won't be hanging out or whatever.
No, it looks like you guys have a healthy
yes,
best
we have a
friendship.
system.
Yes.
But
you
not
have to keep.
everybody has a healthy
Then they
best
should keep it
friendship.
because you see, you can't. Then why not be with your best friend? Because I have a rule. If I start dating a guy and they have a best friend, I knew someone who cancelled a date with me because their best friend was sick and it just cancelled. Yeah, that you see the way all of you are looking at me exactly, and I'm
She was
like,
dying. It was an emergency.
no,
In
and
the
then-
ICU.
Surgery.
They didn't have family.
She was having a baby.
exactly none of those things.
Right.
And he didn't show up, and he said I was like, your best friend, like you left me, baby girl for life, hanging, because your best friend was having an issue.
I don't
That
like
was
your
it for
face.
me.
No.
So
See, the
see,
probability.
let me finish. So like when you have that situation, you have to find the boundary. So if I meet a guy and he has a female best friend who won't allow the relationship to flourish, it's a problem. Because I'm not about to fight that the girl was here before I came. So if you can't put a stop to it, then I need to step back because I'm not about to fight with
Compete
another.
with.
No.
The,
With odds.
probability,
Nah.
the odds are very high
Very. The
that
stakes
you
are
will
out.
slip.
You will.
There's a huge chance. There's a huge chance that you'd end up having a sexual relationship with somebody you call a best friend. And that's when, and especially when you are dating somebody else and that happens, you start to lie. You start to be sneaky. In fact, you become a whole new person. You have a whole different life. I've known people whose relationships have fallen on severe rocks, in fact, gravels, because they had
Sedimentary.
So do we need to bring cement
wow
and build a
Falling
house
on
out of
gravels.
on gravels because they decided to entertain their best friends in time of need. So something happens, they fight, and then they end up going to the best friend, and then they have a thing, and something happens, and it escalates and causes so many troubles.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Keep the person at arm's length. Like, okay, we were best friends, but bro, I'm dating somebody now, and for both our sakes, I don't think it would be healthy to keep this level of closeness. occasionally we can talk. If anything happens, just call me a day. But I'm not going to
Like
keep.
if anything happens to you, call us. We did. We will
Uh-huh.
come.
But you know you
and
can
get you.
We will both be friends
Yeah,
with you.
we will
Exactly.
come,
You,
exactly.
like I've had a friend of mine who was sick. I took him to the hospital. My very close friend got sick. I drove him to the hospital. He was admitted. Then I was there, so I had to get his card, his ATM, like details to sort out everything. Then he tells me, "Oh," so I was like, "Okay, I'll see you." He's like, "Oh, my girlfriend will be here the next day," and I knew the lady as well. So I didn't come to the hospital because I knew she was coming to take over, and I stayed away. So when he was going to be discharged, and I came, and he was like, "Oh, Mary, I'm taking my card and go." I saw her attitude changed at once, right? I read the room. Sometimes you need to be matured and read the room. And I realized that she was uncomfortable. We sorted it as she went. When it was, I think a few days after was her birthday, guess what I did? I spotted, sent cake. Like, just, if you are in a relationship, the person is your friend first, and they're dating someone, make them comfortable.
Yeah.
Don't
Exactly.
make it your mission to be
Ruin
sure
the
that I
distance.
was
like,
here
I was
first.
here before you.
But
It's
you see,
unnecessary.
I was Queen
It is,
B.
it is unnecessary, but it is difficult because we are humans.
But
Exactly.
if I want, like, so
That's
why
one
did
too
you
late.
hate
And
the
also,
guy?
Aram, see, maybe your maturity level
And if they're very
and your
hyper.
principles are so well defined that you don't cross the Rubicon. Most people cannot do what you are doing.
For no.
There will be something.
The
Oh,
Rubicon.
Rubicon.
Must be your.
Say
And
that.
then, can it be a- can it be a-
Rubicon fruit juice. Rubicon.
You ladies. will
It's
you stop
so
already?
you won't put your phone down.
So what I'm saying is, you are in the 1st percentile of people who are able to do this, but most of us
Yeah, can.
are unable to do what you have just done, because you see, we are all fragile in one way or the other. We all seek emotional comfort and protection from people. Okay, so when you are being battered, probably at home, you seek it somewhere else. All right, or when you are being battered at work, you seek it amongst the girls. Every time we are emotional beings.
You have to go and seek it in a man's bedroom.
No, but what I'm saying is, that is why it is dangerous to have a bestie in a man.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you are determined that I am dating him somehow.
Or I'm here until I collect him.
Exactly. Or
Wow.
yes, because
Because it's the whole bestie thing is a strategy.
Do you know what? Do you know
me.
we are leaving out some people in the bestieship? The people who come and collect your husband.
yes,
Wait,
Do you know
some
where-
people, the people who come and collect your husband?
You have a female bestie that you confide in. That
Yeah, you've
turns out.
escalated. We
the
haven't
Kumasi
reached there.
Yonko,
The one that you and me are
Why
friends.
is
and
it?
you want to
Oh,
collect
yes.
your husband.
Yes.
the Kumasi Yonko kind
That
of.
one today.
That's the Kumasi Yonko that they talk about. So yes, she's all over you. You are going, you are coming, you
The
are showing
bridesmaids,
secrets.
no.
Yeah.
and then you get a good man, and then because ordinarily you won't tell a man about all your weaknesses, and she knows, she goes like, oh, what you need pa as soon as you cry dating it out, oh no, but this all I catch you and bribing and no baha and any brow so they would do that so that
And they sabotage the
they
relationship.
sabotage the relationship and they defeat themselves
It's
there.
interesting because my female best friends are all married, and I'm friends with their husbands. So but every conversation that I have with the husband, then I report to the wife that I was just talking to your husband, and
said
I
X,
said
Y,
this, and this. So this is where we are. And then I realized that you can't do it all. You can't be
They
like,
won't be
I'm friends
successful.
with you and I'm close friends with your husband.
No,
But
No,
I have
don't
a
go
rule. I'm not
cry.
friends with my friend. My very tight. I don't have casual.
You see, but the
Relationship with
problem
their
is when you
boyfriend.
met them through your best friend.
yeah.
But with for example, with one of my friends, we all grew up together, and then she married one. So it's like we are all a pool. But even with that, you have to have boundary. I
Yes.
think generally the thing is
It's
the
with the
boundaries.
boundaries.
Yeah.
It's what
It is
makes
with
the
the
difference
boundaries.
because it's when like I have close male friends who want to hang out in settings. I'm like, no, call your girlfriend. Sometimes you need to put a stop to it because if you let people, so sometimes it'll be a small hangout, or someone is going to say, oh, come and go with me. Where's your girlfriend?
Nobody ever asked me to
An
do
escort.
that, but okay. Anyway,
Exactly.
Um,
So Boundaries.
Also, I wanted to
Boundaries.
ask you guys, do you think that we are what's the name? We are taught or we are prepared for the fact that you won't get everything that you need in your relationship.
Yes.
No, we are
No,
not.
they
are
don't
not.
teach us,
They
but
don't tell us.
realistically, you will not get everything
It
you
will
want.
show you.
It will shock you.
So do you think that maybe that's also why people fall into this?
Bestie.
Because it's like, okay, and it's very easy when the 80 is giving you the 80 and you feel like I'm going to go and get the 20. And the
From-
20 never becomes the 100 so that they can disappoint you. They always just bring you the 20.
Yeah.
So it seems like, oh wow, they're so amazing.
You know, sometimes that's why people actually try to carry the two. Like, I'm getting the 80 here, and then I'll be balancing the
with the
20,
20
here.
here.
But then, at the end of the day, if the back to the boundary is not set, because your partner will start having an issue, and sometimes the issues will be legitimate. Because I was just like, and the person will tell you that this guy is not just trying to be your friend. As your boyfriend, I'm telling you that this person has an agenda, but you're not seeing it because you say, oh, that's my friend. And your boyfriend may not actually be insecure. He's actually seeing something
Yeah.
that, you know.
And
you're
it's
not
actually
seeing.
very easy for us to defend our best friends. Like, oh, I've known this person for 3 years. If something would happen, it would have happened. Da.
And then one day sleepover. No,
Nepa.
what's with the sleepover thing? Like,
Yeah.
don't you have a house?
I always no, but must you sleep over a man's house?
Hashtag say
Like
no
your
to-
bestie, like so you do a sleepover.
Yes, they go on
No.
trips together. Why are you going on trips together
With your
It's
best
my
friend.
best- and you tell
So
the boyfriend it's my bestie. Oh, nothing will happen.
Ah, please.
And then
spare me that.
I wish we just play with fire sometimes.
Yes.
I think we feel
So
like we're
the
invincible.
thing,
Yeah,
it's,
but
it's
the
the
Bible says you
adrenaline.
cannot
It's
keep
the
fire
drama.
in your
Your
bosom
bosom
and
and
not,
not
be
bent.
bent.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And this is the playing with the fire kind of thing, trying to see whether your chest will get bent.
but you know sometimes the trip can be with fellow girlfriends and then
that is what
It's
I'm
going
saying.
down.
yeah,
Mhm.
it will still
You're
turn
hearing.
beans some way somehow.
I mean, so basically, don't go on trips. Don't.
No, basically, keep close friends, not best friends when you are dating. Let your partner be your best friend.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
My year formula is simple, mama. Let your partner be your best friend. If anything happens and you need a quick one, you can pop by and check
Pop.
on somebody. Like if you need a quick advice on something, you can just reach out to a friend. Charlie, something so happened. What do you think? Or create a scenario so that your friend will not know that you are the one. Just find ways to get the information. That doesn't have to be. And Kwesi Mensah, you say he did that and he did this and he did that and he's breaking my heart in this way and that way, and you are giving the other, because you see, the more you share with people, the more you give them access to your life, the more you give them access to you. Because if I have a text access with you, I feel like now we have a certain closeness that I wouldn't have had ordinarily. Then next time it's can you come over and let's have a conversation, blah blah blah. Then the broken heart will reach your thing.
So
The
don't
broken heart
have
is there to reach
a
everybody's
best friend.
bed.
I have seen that. You see, woe is he who puts his trust in man.
Tell us, man.
Okay.
Yes, woe is he. You see, because we are all frail. And the temptation to go to another person and complain is always high.
Yeah.
Because when you see, when you are not close to somebody, you will not have friction with the person. The moment you get close to somebody, then both of you will start exhibiting your weaknesses. The closer you are, the more likely you are to have issues and disputes to be resolved. This best thing, something that obeto.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's so likely. Obeto.
Yeah.
But before you know it, he spilled the beans, and whatever you went to entrust him with or entrust her with is out there in the open. Not what done on
And even regular friends even do that to you. Like, so I think at the end of the day, what we're saying is that be guarded as a person.
Exactly.
Because it can be the friend of the opposite sex, friends of the same sex, even the person you're dating that is supposed to be your best friend. That relationship might end and
That person to
your matter is
will just sell
outside.
you out.
Yeah.
Because we don't sign NDAs when we become friends with people and say,
True.
this thing that I'm saying, let it be here, let it stay here. If you ever tell anybody, no. If you and I have a tea, I can go spill your tea elsewhere, and there's nothing you can. Your feelings will be hurt, but that's it.
Well,
And
for
my,
me,
my native doctors will chase you.
yeah, for me, I think that if I'm scared of the information going out, I'm not telling anybody.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm taking that to
I'm
my
not.
grave.
I'm taking it to my grave straight.
You know, or you see, that's the nice thing about having friends for a long time. When the friendship spoils, you know that the filler will not be released. Because if you release, and I
Mutual
will
distraction.
release.
Mutual distraction. If you say
So,
my own, I will say your
you are
own.
laughing. I have a friend that we don't talk anymore. Nobody, it's difficult for people to ask why we don't talk anymore. The
don't
story
talk
hasn't
anymore.
gone out. Because you see the debt that we have on each other.
Yes.
It's like if you, so I think sometimes you gauge, okay, how much do I have on you for
Yeah.
me to tell you,
Yeah.
okay, then it's safe. Because if you pay this and I pay this one.
And you know there are people who
Yeah,
they always
pioneer.
they always receive information, but they are
They
not
don't
giving.
give.
Yeah.
Watch them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch
Because
them.
if you're not spilling your tea, I'm not spilling my tea. We'll
Yes,
be doing
please.
the watching contest. I look you, you look me.
Yeah.
It's a
You're not
standoff.
getting it. Yes, nobody's selling
So if you
anybody.
spill your tea, I'll spill mine. But
Right.
if you're not gonna spill, then okay.
Okay, so let's talk quickly about how our friendships affect our relationships.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah.
done the whole, bestie thing. I think we've kind of
Exhausted it.
like seen that, okay, do it if you must,
Boundaries.
but there should be boundaries. Preferably don't do it. And you should always keep in mind that if you don't put the necessary boundaries, it will cost you your primary relationship. And so it's always opportunity cost. I guess you just
Yeah.
have to compare. Is this worth,
Yeah.
this, or is
Yeah.
this worth
Yeah.
That.
worth that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but let's talk about friends then
Yeah.
generally, and
Yes.
how our friends then affect our relationships. I know, like, we all feel like, oh, we're really mature, and so the things that our friends say don't. But you
Oh, no,
guys
they
feel like,
do.
okay, even on maybe a subconscious level, the kind of people that we're rolling with is affecting.
It does.
Oh, it does.
does.
You are
It does.
you are what you hear.
It does. You are what you hear, and you are also what you meet, who you meet.
You are who you meet.
Seriously. So, I really have a friend who's just an elderly friend, so matured that I can just walk up to and say, "Yo, sit down. I need advice. I need counsel. I need you to walk me through this. I don't know what is happening. I can't understand myself anymore. I don't know whether I'm even sane." That is the kind of person you need.
Yeah.
You see, that person is likely
You
to
see
either
how my
lead
friends
you.
are threatening me, if you release, I'll release. Sort of friends are these.
So you need that matured person. Even the Bible says that our faith comes from what? Hearing. So it means your ear is an inroad into your spirit.
Yes.
It's not just your eyes, your ears as well.
Yes.
So just one word from somebody can end your destiny.
Yeah, I guess that's why there's Psalm 1.
Yes.
Don't look at my face like
Yes.
I'm
But
supposed to
you
quote
said
it.
someone, you will not
yes.
say what
There,
someone
there,
says.
there. So something about something.
It's something about something.
Something about something.
Yes. But
Anyone, you can Google.
But
Yes,
of all the
yes.
things that you need to clean is your ears. And it depends on the kind of information you listen to. And the kind of information you listen to is likely to come from the people that you mingle with.
Yeah.
True.
So if you want a very healthy, balanced relationship with your partner, then you need to keep very healthy, balanced relationships
Save your
with
friends.
your friends. Choose them. Please don't sit there for them to come and choose you. It is not right.
And I feel like you should have a criteria. You can't
Yes,
just be friends with
yes.
somebody because
How
oh,
are you
it's an
crocheting
asset.
So you go to a
reasons.
boutique and you buy a size 50. Meanwhile, you're a size 16. What are you coming to do with a size 50?
True.
Ube Johnson. no.
Yeah.
No, but it is still not as perfect as you bought your own dress size. That fits perfectly. You are an individual. You know yourself. You know the people that you would love to hang out with. You know the people that are qualified to be in your space. Why do you allow people who are not to hang around you?
Yeah.
You must have a criteria. You must have a sieving criteria.
And I find it interesting because for the years, for me, this is how I pick my friends. I don't pick people that I get along with.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I get along with you too much, or we agree on the same things too much, it's a problem for me because then there's no growth. So most of my friends, like, we don't agree on things. We don't have the same views. And I generally prefer people who are more intelligent than me.
Yes.
I don't want to be the smartest or the brightest
course.
person in the room.
The one-eyed man.
I had a fallout
the
with
king?
a
Yeah.
I had
the
a
blind man.
fallout
Of the blind
with
men.
a friend recently, and it was because she felt like she had a beef. I mean, I'm not a beef person, I'm a chicken person, but she had a beef, okay, with someone, and she felt like
You
I
should
did
have
not
taken sides.
support her. But I was like, you are out of line.
Wow.
And if, as your friend, I can't tell you.
Your Aram is just like traits. The
She's a
traits,
traitor.
the traits,
She's a traitor.
loyalty, no. Like,
She doesn't have
I'm
loyalty.
buying you Doug Hayward Mills's book, Loyalty and
or
Disloyalty.
Disloyalty,
Yes.
I know, right?
You need it.
See, I don't believe in blind loyalty.
Yeah.
If you are my friend and you are out of line,
You're
I need
out
to
of
be
line.
able to tell you that,
Yeah.
listen, sis, you are out of line on this one. But then if you want to now fight me that I'm not supporting
Shade
you,
that you
I'm not
queen shade.
I am not going to inherit your enemies. Your enemies are not my enemies. That's your
Wow.
enemies.
Wow, names.
No.
Yeah.
Stop it. So
Your enemies will not be my enemies.
Enemies.
But then you sure
Okay.
as hell won't be my friend. Go and be friends with my enemies then.
that's not the point. You're blowing
My
it.
enemies better be your enemies.
Okay, some of your enemies can be my enemies.
Yeah.
Some of your enemies can be my
We
enemies.
can share enemies.
But some enemies I'm
No,
worth
of
having.
course, of course. of
But
course.
I mean, so you need to be able to find the thin line, and like you said, I always want to be friends with people that I aspire to, that
Exactly,
I'm learning
exactly,
something from
exactly.
them.
not like we are all fools. So.
No.
How is that possible?
No, but the criteria is, does the person add value?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
It is the value system. Hey, you are my friend, and 1 year,
There's no because there's
You
a
must- I
saying
will
that
drop
we
you.
become the 5 people or something that are around us.
Yes.
So you can take it for granted. Oh, Charlie, we just did chill. We just did chill. We just did
No.
chill. But you, Charlie, someday be hey, I went to one of my female best friend's house, and Alisa, her husband and his friends were there. Her husband went to Harvard, and his friends had come from the U.S. I mean, for like 1 hour, I was mesmerized. Do you understand? The conversation. That's why I was talking about the stock market, and someone was talking about Plato's caves, and someone was talking about some Korean-made, whiskey beer. I was like, this is my level. Like, where I'm at the table, and I don't understand anything. Yeah, this is. But like you're not.
Like I told Adipa last year when we were wrapping up the show, that one of the conversations that we had here when we had the smart money woman thing, and I went out with my girls. I would never forget. I won't mention where we were, but we were out, and I said, wait, let's talk about we're having brunch, and I was like, today let's talk about investment. Like, where are you guys saving? Like, what's your money situation? Because my money situation is not looking
It's
right.
no money.
And see, the girls were dropping bars, like monies they've saved in this institution, how they go about it. One literally, I was like, listen, next week I'm calling you. She called her guy at the bank. We went, and they helped me put my money situation together. But before then, we're not having those conversations.
Yeah.
And so now and there's so many things. So sometimes just test the waters. And like you said, if you're around people that are not having those kind of conversations and helping you to aspire to another level, if your money is still the same this year, next year, you and your friends, all your money is still the same, you need new friends.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so closing words, because I really want us to play a Sinam song, but I also want to do the messages. So let's take them one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ajingo the man says, good evening, great discussion. I think we should follow the Bible's principles that we should flee from temptations. You are best friends, but try to have a limit and keep a distance. Oh, okay, that's Ajiman Joseph. How are you? Hope you're well. This era's besties are full of bad minds.
Thank
from
you.
Raul. Okay, there's a saying that if you keep a chicken as a pet, one day you feel like eating it. Wow, Ray. Okay, you feel like that summarizes it. Nana Kwesi says, depending on who you ask will determine whether it can be tolerated or not. Some can handle it, others can't. Wherever you belong, communicate. Okay, know when to draw the line. The question is, if you can handle it, can your partner do the same? Okay, so Nana Kwesi, that's Nana Kwesi there. So what do you do when you want to keep that best friend whom you have had healthy, clean boundaries, but their partner is insecure because they heard of the closeness that you have with your best friend, do you really need to step off or go on an agenda of becoming friends with them too? Okay, good question there. Afiba says sleepovers are cool until there's a romantic movie. And then this one says, what if your partner never comes around to being a bestie? Let's say you are a loud, adventurous person and your partner is a reserved person. How does he become your best friend? So, I mean, that also raises the questions of compatibility in your relationship. So, you know, the things that you can do with this best friend, can you do them with the person that you're choosing for life so that there's not that gaping hole? Yeah. How important is that?
And you need to stop the comparison too. Like
Esinam said something on Friday that struck me. She said, and I quote.
You saw her where on Friday? Was it Friday?
Thursday. Okay, she said that if you are my man, I should be able to descend to the gutters with you and come back with you. And the moment I don't feel that I can descend into the gutters with you, it means I can't keep you. Yeah. I think it struck. I don't know. That was all that I gathered and went home with. Like, I thought deeply about it. It is what it is. So if you are loud and you are running all over, I don't think a melancholic person is good for you. Search and look for somebody who matches your energy. In Esinam's word, you need somebody who matches your energy.
You do need some. I mean, they can be quiet,
yes,
but they need to be able to
exactly.
When you put the music on, you are dancing.
Yes,
Thank you.
In the living room,
they are looking at you like.
If not, dance on them, get them into the groove.
Yes.
But some way, somehow,
yes.
the dancing they must happen.
Yes, but if you have already entertained a person like that, you have to bring the person's energy up. We are there to lift those who are weak. So if you have excessive energy, expend it on your partner to bring him up, to at least match up a bit to your energy.
You're investing in each other, regardless of the differences, there's an intent. And the Bible said that Jesus set his face as a flint. So there's if there's an intense investment, you know, intent, and it's like this me and you. There's nobody inside.
Nothing.
We are doing this. It's working or it's not working. We are inside. Then, you know, as time goes by, you find that small, right? Otherwise, the broken heart will reach your head. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in tonight. I really want to have some time to play Esinam's song.
This song.
We're going to end with it. But we're back and we're loud for the next 1 month. We're going to be having fun conversations, and then in August we'll be bringing you something very exciting. So that's something you can look forward to. My name's Anim-Addo. Thank you to Aram, Esinam, and Adepa for joining us. You can go on Facebook and watch the video if you want to see our beautiful faces. It will be on for eternity because the internet is forever. Okay, so this is Esinam's song. We're signing out.
This hype.
We went to the Grammys.
Cascades on it.
A woman, I come in fair. A woman, I come in fair. A woman, I come in fair. The broken heart, you reach your turn. A woman, I come in fair. A woman, I come in fair. A woman, I come in fair. The broken heart, you reach your turn.
99.7 FM.
Now me born a suspect, so I did my coma. I bet to bet. I feel now I don't regret. My fan high, me the share me more tight. Clean, achi. The broken heart, I get my own. You get your own, cause I got my own. A woman, I come in fair. A woman, I come in fair. A woman, I come in fair. The broken heart, you reach your turn. A woman, I come in fair. A woman, I come in fair. A woman, I come in fair. The broken heart, you reach your turn. Girl, bestie fool. I need a favor for no. Mindidi for no. I go pay you later for no. Aji siganaji, siganaji, aji. Let me close the fridge and call you back. Sure. A woman, I come in fair. woman.